bulk listing kills new Etsy stores. But why? Why isn't it okay for you to list 10 items a day in your new Etsy store? We're going to take that number, 10 listings a day, and I'm going to show you step by step on this whiteboard behind me why bulk listing quickly is such a bad idea. But let me just start with a statement that will set the scene for what I'm going to teach you today. Check this out. It's really simple. Etsy must trust your store. Okay? Etsy must trust your store. Trust is revenue. Trust is sales. Okay? So if you're new, we're going to open a hypothetical new store and we're going to list 10 items, 10 products every day. Let's see on this board, step by step, why this isn't a good idea. I know loads of you want to do this. I get people contacting me every week saying, Nick, I want to do 10 a day, 15, 20 a day. I've got 1,000 products to list on Etsy. Look, it's a reasonable request, right? Why can't you list 10, 15, 20, 50 a day? I had someone contact me last week, 500 products a day. But it's a reasonable request, right? And I can hear you saying it. Look, what's the problem, right? Let's see what the problem is. Remember, Etsy must trust your store. Trust is sales. Let's go. So you have 10 products, okay? Every day. Here's the 10 products. Every day you're going to list 10 items. Now I know not all of you can do that, but if you can, 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay, so that's day one. Okay, so you're going to put 10 listings into your store, right? By the time you get to day 30 over here, you've got 300 products in your store. And loads of people on YouTube tell you to do this, right? They all tell you to do this, to list fast. List fast, find what works, find what doesn't work, right? 30 days, 300 listings, okay? Now, let's draw a line here. And let's move into day 31 and let's understand what's happened in your store. So what's happened is you've listed 10 a day, 300 listings have gone into your store in the first 30 days. Now you're into the second month on Etsy. You're a brand new store with no sales and no money, no revenue. How many sales do you think you would have made in those 30 days on those 300 listings? Everything equal. So your designs or your products are okay. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're all right. You know, you put the effort in. How many sales do you think you've made off the 300 listings? 10? 20? Do you think you've made those sales? It's probably 0 to 1. Okay? That is the sales you need, right? If you're going to list at 10 a day, you need 10 to 20 sales at the end of that 30 days to support the conversion rate on 300 listings. That's a huge number of listings to go into your store in 30 days. If you've only made 0 to 1 sale, most of you won't make any sales, right? You'll be sat at 0. Maybe a few of you will make a sale, right? You need that. But there's no way you're getting 10 to 20 sales in the first 30 days off of 300 listings. Get into my comments, let me know if you've done this, right? I've worked with countless clients, hundreds and hundreds that have tried this. It never works. It never works because you've got no history. You've got no trust. How's Etsy going to trust you on 300 listings? It can't. It opens you up to the marketplace based on trust. It doesn't just launch your products in for everyone to see. This is what you sellers, or some of you sellers, think. You think, I'll put 300 listings in, Etsy's just going to show my stuff, and if my stuff's good, then I'll make money and I'll make sales. That's not how it works. You go into a whole visibility system built on history, built on time and trust, and you've got to earn that trust. So now you see you're sat with 300 listings, maybe no sales, maybe one sale, maybe two sales, basically nothing, right? And now what have you got? You've got no trust. You've got a store that's broken. It's broken the one thing Etsy needed from you when you opened your new store, trust. You've just broken it. You've given Etsy no trust. So Etsy is backing out of your store because it knows the listings are in there. There's 300 of them, but nobody's interested. No one's buying. There's loads of other sellers doing what you do better than you do it, that listed them properly, slowly, steadily, and Etsy wants to show customers those stores and not yours because you listed too quickly. You've got no trust. And now you're in a downward spiral. You've got to get out of this now. Right, so if you're in the situation, I'll give you some help right now. If you're in the situation going, well, Nick, I did this, which I'm sure some of you will say in the comments, I'm going to help you right now. If you did this and you're sat with a store with 200, 300, 400 listings and you've got no sales, and this is you, you've got to start slow everything right down, right? Slow everything down. Stop the speed of listing. And you've now got to start focusing in. You've got to focus, right? Focus on your niche. So if you did this, if you listed loads, hundreds of listings, chances are you're all over the place. You know, if you're doing art, you've got this, you've got that, you've got all sorts of different things. If you've got POD, you're gonna have t-shirts and phone covers and laptop covers, who knows what, right? Immediately focus. You've got to pick a focal point within these listings, right? Focus within the listings. Pick a target, do some research, take some time and say, right, what am I gonna do now? I've messed it up, okay, I've messed it up, but what am I gonna do? Pick a target, pick a certain area inside this broad niche that you're in, and slowly and methodically move the store into that niche area. That is how you start to solve this problem. This is a massive problem. So many people do this. I talk to people every week who have this problem. It's a nightmare. So this is why I say list slowly. I know it's boring. I've seen on forums and stuff, oh, Etsy consultant, he says to list at one a day. Yes, that's how I get the results I get. It's boring. It's not sexy, right? But it gets results. And I've been doing this for 10 years. And I know this system works. So I want to know if this has happened to you. Can you get into my comments and tell me, yep, I did this. Tell me how many listings you've got, how quickly you listed them, and what happened. Did you start again? Did you just leave the store? Did you, in the new store, when you started again, did you go more slowly? Maybe you listened to me, or maybe you listened to someone else who said, no, just do 10 a day, 20 a day. I've heard people say 50 a day. That's absolutely crazy, right? So I want to hear about your listing, bulk listing, speed listing nightmares. Get into my comments. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The booking now button's coming up on your screen to take you to a one-to-one booking form to work with me on Zoom in a discovery call so that I can tell you how in paid consultations and mentoring I can help you build the Etsy business you want. I look forward to catching you in the comments and catching you in the consultations. Cheers.